y'all doing, man? I'm back again with another episode of The It Factor. As always, I'm your host, Jeremy Robinson, and today we got somebody special. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Chi ILochi. I'm so excited to be on today.
hmm That's amazing, man. I'm excited to have you on. These episodes make my day. I was in here trying to make a little video before we started, and I was like, man, I'm just happy to still be doing this. So, in that, how has your day been? How has your week been since it's Tuesday so far?
Thank you for asking. It's been pretty chill. Today's been cool. I had a meeting earlier and emails and stuff, but I can't complain. It was snowing today, so that was
Interesting.
confusing to wake up to. But today's been pretty chill. How about yourself?
It's been good, man. Other than riding to work, that's been interesting. Like, cause it's our second week back since still the pandemic, but you know what I mean. Like, it's been
Yeah,
back and forth, but was able to go to work, knock some work out, and it was cool. Other than that, and I'm here now, so this is good.
that's
I'm good.
awesome.
Good day. So yeah, man. Let's just jump into it. So tell me about your business. Styling with Kai. Tell me how that is. Tell me like how did it come about? And it sounds so amazing.
Thank you.
Mhm,
So I'm 22 years old. I've been styling since I was about 14. I just didn't know it was styling.
mhm,
So I loved, putting outfits together. I consider myself an introvert then. I still consider myself one now. And it was my way of, talking to you without saying anything. So, if the outfit was bold enough,
uh-huh.
you could start the conversation. I didn't have to go through that. It was my way of expressing myself.
Right.
Um, and I had a good friend that was very supportive and helped me kind of break out of that shy barrier.
Mhm,
Um, so I'm 14 years old. I kept pushing it, kept wearing cool outfits in high school and stuff like that. Then I met a friend when I was 17, 16. And she said, "Hey, have you ever considered being a stylist?" And I had no idea what a stylist was.
mhm,
I'm just like, okay, girl, that's nice.
right.
Thank you. What a compliment. But I remember, reading Essence magazine and Jet and all of that stuff and watching the Emmys and Grammys and seeing these incredible outfits.
Mhm,
But it didn't click that somebody put it together. I thought they did. I thought they dressed themselves. So when I researched fashion styling, I was like, oh, this is what I'm doing. This is what I love to do. This is what brings me joy. And I never looked back. I started styling by Chi in October of 2017. Um, and, it started just thrifting or wearing outfits and posting them, averaging maybe like 15 likes a post, but it was enough.
Right.
You know, I loved it. So it was fine. Um, I just wanted to share my work and I found that it helped me tremendously, mentally, emotionally.
Mhm,
So I kept pushing it and it sounds crazy, but here we are. And there's always kind of that gap, when I explain my journey, but I can really just owe it to God. And I will owe it to him because without him, I wouldn't have gotten to this point. And I believe that when you submit and surrender to God's plan and purpose for your life,
mhm.
your journey is never linear. It's very logarithmic. Some things just happen and they're very difficult to explain without someone saying, I feel like you're leaving parts of the story out, but Jeremy, speaking to you today is just as a result of just God trusting me enough
Mhm.
to do what he's called me to do. And that's how Styling by Chi has, come about. My biggest thing with fashion is knowing it's an industry that's self-serving. So I want to pay it forward, from styling, children with autism or styling the homeless and giving them free clothing,
Mhm.
styling the elderly. Um, I don't believe we're put here to just help ourselves. If we have the means to help someone through something that's helped us and fashion has, I think we should do it every time.
You're right about that, and that's another reason why I started this show. I don't know if you had seen my show, but with me
I
starting,
have.
I have brought some thank you, and I've seen so many people and interviewed so many people, but I'll be wrong if I didn't live by what I statement of changing the narrative. Just saying, hey, I'm an engineer. That's cool. You know, that's what I do as a day job. But
Mhm.
that's not what make Jeremy happy. Like that's not what make me happy. I like helping other people. And granted, yes, I can do engineering to help other people learn stuff, different things of that nature. I was like, let me bring somebody on that's in fashion. Let me bring somebody on that's a doctor that look like you that can speak about some of the things they're going through. And you can contact them because a lot of people you can't get in contact with. So in that,
So true.
you like sitting there like, how am I gonna be able to be a fashion designer? I don't even know. Well,
Yeah.
Jeremy brought this person on down. And there you go. That's how it is, the world of networking. So
Mhm.
even with us having so much social media, we be so lost to just saying it ain't nothing to meet another person, you know, and help other people out. So
Right.
I love what I'm doing, you know. Definitely love that. So in that man, tell me you done some great things. Me reading your stuff, like so. You say you're 20.
Mhm.
That's tremendous. That's tremendous that you're 22 and you're doing these things. I already know everything is just gonna keep going and growing, you know. And
Thank you.
tell me about Essence Magazine. Like, how was that? How was that like having a feature in there? Like, how is that? How do you feel about that?
Man, it's still uh it's still kind of like what?
Uh,
I remember I believe it was 2021. This pandemic has me stuck in 2019 mentally, but
yes, same.
it's fine. But I remember they I don't know if you watch Lovecraft Country.
Yes.
I thought the styling was amazing, and a lot of my inspiration for photo shoots is found in history. Just how did they wear this in the 50s? How did they style the jacket in the 40s? So they made like they were saying to submit a costume or something you've styled or for like Halloween. It was like around the time of like Halloween, and I was like, I'm already doing this shoot. Um, what's the worst that can happen? And I submitted and I made, I believe, like number 8 on their best dressed creatives list. And that was like,
That's amazing.
oh wow. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So I will say to that, like, just hearing and just reading other things that you have done, like I know how that experience feel when I get somebody on the show, right? You get anybody on
Yeah.
the show. And it used to be like when I first started, I got my first like big person on the show. And I was like, oh, amazing. And my fiance was like, yeah, you feel that way about everybody, though. I'm like, yeah, because they're all people. They all important to me. That's
Mhm.
why I asked them to be on the show. But you know, like for you to say something like Lovecraft and then to inspire you to say how you take it back, that just let me know you're an amazing artist, not only just in fashion, but just well rounded. That's amazing. And at
Thank
such a young
you.
age, at such a young age, I got to keep giving you flowers. I got to. I got to.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay, man, what is your it factor? Why you do what you do?
Because I want Black people to see themselves in happy stories for once.
Mm,
Everything involving us is traumatic. You know
yes.
what I mean? It's especially in media.
Hmm.
Um, every because I really want to showcase Black joy.
Right.
And I want, let's say, a little girl who's like 10 years old, or she struggles with self-esteem, or she doesn't think she's beautiful, or she's not comfortable with her natural hair. I want her to be able to look at my work and see herself. I think representation is very important. And I think we need that. I don't believe I can change this world, but I know I can do my part.
Mhm.
Um, and I think when you have the right representation, or you're represented, generally speaking, it makes a difference. You never know, especially for yourself, your podcast, the people you highlight, what it may do for someone else who's struggling to believe in themselves and struggling to start that business venture, or send that email or try to network. um, so my it factor is just making people feel heard and seen.
Mhm.
I want people to know that if I can do it, you can do it, and you can do it better.
Right.
And
I'm with you on that.
that's my why. Yeah.
I definitely like that. And I would say that plays also into something you said earlier. What would you tell that young lady or young man that like is shy? Because I was a shy kid too, like they're shy and
Same.
they don't believe in this and they like hi, and it was sports for me that got me out my shyness. So like just saying, what would you tell them to kind of be able to counteract that shyness or how to embrace it? That's it. That's a better word. Embracing.
Right.
All right.
I think embracing is the key. You know what I mean? I think what makes it harder navigating that timidness that some of us have is fighting it.
Yes.
And being shy isn't synonymous with being insecure, in my opinion. Sometimes it's just, I don't want to talk.
Yes, that's it.
And that's okay. Like, you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just tell them that your shyness and the, well, you need to talk more, you got to speak up, and all of these things, they make you who you are.
Right.
We have extroverts in this world. We also need introverts.
Mm-hmm.
We need ambiverts as well. So if you're changing anything about yourself, change it because you want to. Change it so that you can grow. Change it so that you can be a better version of yourself. Don't change it to make other people comfortable or to appease them, or you stand out because you exist. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. You were shy. I'm still kind of shy, but we find our tribe. And that being shy doesn't, I don't believe it can limit you in some ways because there's different levels of shyness, but I think whatever God has for you, you'll get it regardless. And when you're talented enough and you're committed to what you're doing, you'll be a-okay, you know. Change only if you want to. And disclaimer, if being a certain way is not hurting someone, but or yourself, but change for yourself. You're okay the way you are.
I respect it. And I definitely believe that that should be quoted somewhere for you, to be honest, because a lot of people don't say it or put it that way, to say, yeah, change what you want because you want to do it. And,
right.
Even when I put out quotes, I kind of be miscuous as just saying, like, is this something I'm putting out? Or even putting out a video, I'm like, is this me? Like, let me look. I'm glad I have a fiance now to look at it and be like, baby, that ain't you.
I don't know.
We're going to tailor that back, and I'm able to put out the best me, because media and different things of that nature, like I was watching before I came onto the show today, you see so much stuff that it makes this image to say, oh, I got to be like that. When in actuality, all you have to be is yourself. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to do that, man. Definitely a lot of young people, a lot of older people too. It's not an age on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So in that, what's a legacy that you would love to leave behind? Need it be before you leave this earth, or even while you're able to see the fruits of your labor?
Wow, that's a great question. People always say, I hope the work outlives me, or I want my work to outlive me. Mm. Full transparency, I don't care if it does, but I do care if who I was outlived me, and how I made people feel, and how I believed and supported people. I want that to outlive me, because I think our spirit still lives on in many ways through people, through what we've done and what we've accomplished. And I would hope that it inspires someone else to love on and support and encourage people. Because it makes a difference, and we just need more of that. We just need more of that. It would be nice, if your work ends up in museums or ends up in history books, but my work could end up in history books and I was terrible to everyone I came across.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So it doesn't okay, like, it's cool, but it's one thing if your work doesn't end up there, but I remember that person and they made me feel like I could accomplish anything when nobody else in my life made me feel that way. Or, because of their love and their support, I went to college. I was the first in my family, so that I just want my overall person to outlive me. That would be the best legacy for me.
I like that. That's an amazing legacy, because like having that, it takes out those self expectations of I got to do this and this got to happen, and it's like, hey, what's gonna happen? It's gonna happen genuinely. And I feel like you're gonna overextend it to where it's like, I remember her for this. Like, this was what I remember. I'm the same way. That's another reason I also while doing these podcasts and doing so many of them, I see so much of myself in everyone that I interview. Because I feel the exact same way in certain fashion when it comes to
Hmm.
hey, like, hey man, you interviewed this person. I want to make you happy. Because the main person that's gonna interview you is gonna ask you something that you really don't want to talk about. That's why I asked for a bio, because I'm gonna create it off my thing, but I want to get you out there to where and you see this, you're peaceful in watching this show. And that can take one person to watch this show. It don't matter. There's one person
Right.
that got inspired. It's not even a thing. At first, though, I really would be telling you a fib if I was like, oh man, I got to get this, and I was numbers got to be this. But I thought I started bringing the people on like yourself. I was like, oh, I'm doing the right thing. Like
Hmm.
God really taking me down this road, and it's just been positive the whole time. So before we close out, do you have any questions for me?
What's your it factor?
Wow. So my it factor is I just love to see people happy. I love to help people out. I believe that we on this earth to help another person and
Hmm.
people to help more people. If I was able to help one person, I'm that type of person.
Mm.
And the older I get, the more I see how that's my it factor. Because I'm the type of person I do this show all day, and then I'll sit here and sit around, and somebody will like ask me for advice, and I give them advice on some of anything. I'm like, look, this is my opinion, and I see them
Right.
go out and blow up, and I'm like, that's good. I'm glad they did that.
Hmm.
I don't want no commitment from, oh, Jeremy did this for me. No, I'm not even hurt by that. It's more of a, hey, I'm glad I was able to do that. Or I'm glad I was
Right.
able to have that person on my show, or even at work. I'm glad I was able. I take these same characteristics to every facet of my life now. So I feel
Hmm.
like that's my A factor. Just helping one another, man. Culture for service, service for humanity. I think that's why we on this earth. To serve others, get that one thing that you love to do, and just keep making change.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
That's incredible. And because of that, I really pray that, like, God blesses you on an individual level, and God blesses you and your fiance, because I know, um not even, like, I know that the two of you together is really powerful.
Mhm.
And I just know that you guys are really going to go on to help a lot of people. And it takes vulnerability to help people, you know what I mean? And encourage them and want to see them win, and make that effort. So I just thank you both. And I'm just really excited to see what God does for you. And it's an honor to just be a part of your journey. So thank you.
Thank you so much. It's good talk today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Also, if you need anything, because I don't say this enough, if you need anything, let me know.
Thank
Email
you.
me. Anything coming out, something like that, you want me to promote it, I definitely will. And you're doing good things out here. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.